intelligence activity under the authority of the DNI. Remember, what we're
Hey
talking about here
everybody,
is
just
a head of
giving
state
you guys
communication
a
between the
glimpse
President of
of
the
what's
United
going on in
States
camp.
and another head of state.
Some of my dragons
This
are
isn't
awake. Let's see
some
what they are.
CIA operation overseas. This isn't the
Yeah.
NSA doing
They're
something.
awake.
This isn't any intelligence activity
So,
going on
again,
within the intelligence
get them to
community
harvest
under
these
the supervision
cheese.
of the DNI. It's the head of the executive branch exercising his
Also,
constitutional authority,
let's see
engaging
if I
in
have
foreign
any.
relations
No,
with
I
a foreign head
don't.
of state.
Oh yeah, I do. You can merge
So
these
reaching that
Dragon
conclusion, the
Egg
Office of Legal
chests.
Counsel
Like this one is like
looked at the
20
statute, case
coins.
law, the legislative
But if you
history,
merge them together, it
and
goes up.
concluded
So
that this
the more
phrase,
merges
urgent
I guess
concern,
you get with
includes
these.
matters relating
Let's
to
see.
intelligence activities
So
subject
it's
to the DNI
35,
supervision, but it does not include
goes up
allegations
to
of
40.
wrongdoing arising outside of any
Then if you
intelligence
merge
activity
these,
or outside the intelligence community itself.
goes
And
up to
that makes
75.
sense. The statute
How
was
much
meant
that?
to provide for an ability of the
So yeah,
inspector
so if you merge
of the
these, if you
intelligence
collect
community,
these dragon nest
overseeing
egg,
activities of the
dragon egg
intelligence
chests
community
and
to receive
the
reports
huge nest folds,
about what was
you could
going on
actually
at
get a
intelligence
lot of coins for
agencies.
those.
Those are members of the intelligence
So
community.
I
If there
would
was
do
fraud,
that.
waste, abuse, something
I have my
awful
purple
in those activities,
stars
it was not
and
meant to
my
create an
dragon
inspector
gems down
general
here. I forgot that
of
you
the
get them,
presidency,
you know, when you do
an
your levels
inspector
and
general
stuff.
of the Oval Office,
Let's see.
to purport to determine whether the
Get rid
president,
of
in
that.
exercising his
Let's
constitutional authorities, had done something
gonna
that should be reported.
harvest some of this
This law
stuff.
is narrow, and it does not cover every alleged violation of law. We'll see explained.
Oh, I have a
or other
merge right
abuse
here.
that comes to the
Okay.
attention of a member of the intelligence community. Just because you're in the intelligence community and happen to see something else doesn't make
Right
this
now
law
we can get
apply.
2,000 coins
And the law does not
if
make
we
the
cash
Inspector
it
General
in,
for the
but
intelligence
I'm gonna
community
try and merge
responsible for investigating and
merge
reporting
them
on allegations that do not involve intelligence
later.
activities or the intelligence community. Now, nonetheless, the president, of course, released the July 25th.
And that's just it. You just like keep clicking on your trees. They harvest your trees and then they bring down the fruit. And then click on the fruit and they will harvest that as well and turn it into coins.
That if the complaint does not involve an urgent concern,
Another life
but if
flower
there's anything
stuck
else
in
there
there.
that you want to have checked out, the appropriate action
Here's
is to refer
another-
the matter to the Department of Justice.
If you click on it, it's gonna bring up the ad, but if you drag it, it won't. So
They
you might
sent
want to drag
the
it so you won't
ICIG's
keep
letter
getting
with the
that.
complaint to the Department of
What
Justice,
is this?
and the Department of Justice looked at it.
Oh, you
And
click
this
on
was
your
only
houses for
public some
coins
time
too.
ago. The Department of Justice examined the exact
I'm sure you
allegations of the
guys knew
whistleblower
that.
and the exact framing
See.
and concern raised by the Inspector General, which had to
You
do
get
with the
that.
potential
You can
of
merge these
perhaps
5.
a campaign finance law
Then we
violation.
have the
DOJ looked
spelling
at
of
it,
level
looked at the
5.
statutes, analyzed
We
it,
have one
and
more
determined
there. Oh,
that there
we have
was a
one right
violation,
here.
and it closed the matter. And
Okay.
it announced that months ago. All right, when something gets sent over to the Department of Justice to examine, you can't call that a cover-up. Everything here was done
Move
correctly.
those
The
over.
lawyers analyzed the law. The complaint was sent to the appropriate person for review. It was not within the statute that required transmission to Congress.
Another 5
And
right
everything was
there.
handled entirely properly.
Got the
So
coins.
again, actually extraneous to the matters before you, there's nothing about these two
Click
points
on
in
that
the
and then
articles of
drop it.
impeachment, but it merits a response
Click on
when
all
reckless
our
allegations are
trees.
made against those at the White House and at the Department of Justice. And with that, Mr. Chief Justice, I'll
The
yield
higher
back
the
my
level
time
of the
to
fruit
Sakala.
tree, the better coins you get. Oh, I keep forgetting to check it.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice.
Here.
Majority Leader McConnell, Democratic Leader Schumer, House Managers, members of the Senate. What we're involved in here as we conclude
Get these
is
20
perhaps the
coins.
most solemn of duties under our constitutional framework. The trial of the leader of the free world and the duly elected President of the United States. It is not a game of leaks source manuscripts. As
Mayflower.
politics,
Of
unfortunately,
course.
and
Snippet
Hamilton put
20.
impeachment in the hands
Click on that
of this
pair to
body,
drop it.
the Senate,
Click on the trees.
precisely and specifically to be above
That can
that
be
parade.
harvest. Okay.
This is the greatest deliberative body
4,
on
5,
earth.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
In our
13, 14,
presentation so far, you've now heard from legal scholars from a variety of schools of thought, from a variety
and
of political backgrounds.
then we have
But they do have a common theme
5
with the dire
more.
warning. Danger. 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 To lower the bar of impeachment based on these articles of impeachment
Oh no, I don't mean to do that.
would impact the
Wasn't y'all used to
functioning
me
of our
messing up.
constitutional
I
republic
mess up everything.
and the framework of that constitution for generations.
Let's see.
I asked you
Come on,
to put
Travis.
yourself in
Dang
according to
Mayflower.
Mr. Schiff's,
Golly.
Senator Schiff's statement his father made about putting yourselves in the shoes of someone else, and I said, I'd like you to put yourself in the shoes of the president. And I think it's important as we conclude today that we're reminded of that fact. The President of the United States, before he was the president, was under an investigation. It was called Crossfire Hurricane. It was an investigation led by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
There's more of the spelling
James Comey
coins. Got
eventually
3 of
told the
those, now
president a
just
little
need
bit
2
about the
more.
investigation and referenced the Steele dossier.
We have 5 apples we could merge.
James Comey, the then director of the FBI, said it was salacious and unverified. So salacious and unverified that they used it as a basis to obtain FISA warrants. Members, managers here, managers at this table right here, said that
Basically, that's all you do. You just
the abuse from the
basically
Foreign Intelligence
just
Surveillance Act utilized to get the FISA warrants from the court
have them harvest your
conspiracy
trees, and
theories.
then when they drop the fruit, they can harvest your fruit, which turns
I told you at
everything
the very
into
beginning,
coins,
I asked,
which
do you put
means that
yourselves
you
in the
get
shoes of
more
not just
coins.
this president, of any president
Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
that would have been
9.
under this type of
Need
attack?
one more. There we go. Okay,
FISA warrants issued
that.
on people affiliated with his campaign, American
That right
citizens
there.
affiliated with people of his campaign,
Mayflower across the
citizens
ground.
of the United States
Why?
being surveilled
Harvest that.
pursuant to an order that has now been acknowledged by the very
Sit
court
here.
that issued the order
Coin.
that it was based on a fraudulent
Talk to
representation. In fact, evidence specifically changed. Changed by the very FBI lawyer who was in charge of this. Changed to such an extent
That.
that
Oh,
the
we got
Foreign
a
Surveillance
farmer.
Intelligence Court, as I said earlier, I'm not going to repeat it again, issued 2 orders saying that when this agent, this lawyer, made these misrepresentations to the National Security Division, they also made a misrepresentation to a federal court, the federal court, the Foreign Surveillance Court, a court where there are no defense witnesses, a court where there is no cross-examination.
Okay, we got that.
It's a court based on trust.
We
That
got
trust was
5 of
violated.
those. Okay, 5 of
And
those.
then
And
the director of the Federal
was
Bureau of
gonna
Investigation, James
message-
Comey, decides he will leak a memo of a conversation he had with the President of the United States And he is leaking the
Click on
memo
these
for a purpose, he
houses.
said. To obtain the appointment of a special counsel. And lo and behold, a special counsel was appointed. And it just so happens that that FBI agent, lawyer, who committed the fraud on the FISA court became a lawyer for the Mueller investigation. Only to be removed because of political animus and bias found by the Inspector General.
So anyways, that's how you do that. That's how you
Then we
just
have
click on the trees.
A special counsel
They
investigation.
harvest. Click on the fruit. They
Lisa
harvest
Page,
and turn it into coins.
Agent Strzok.
Then you merge them by
Not gonna go into the
fives, and I would
details.
try to
You
let
know
it go as hard as
There
high
might be
as you can,
controversy,
because
there
some of
might be
these, like,
Facts
it's
are
really
clear.
worth doubling.
But does it
I
bother
haven't
your
got
sense
to
of
the
justice? Even a little bit.
level 9
Even a
yet,
little
but I have did the ring yet,
That Bob
and
Mueller,
like even 7,500
evidence
coins is enough. Oh, also,
on the
don't
phones
forget
of
that with those
agents
coins, you
to
can
be
level up
wiped
your coin
clean
vaults, which is
while
what
there
I've
was
been
an
trying to
investigation
do.
going on by the Inspector
Which is
General.
why those houses are sitting here. I mean, those little
if
coin
you
vaults
did
are
it-
sitting there.
If you
Just
did
so
it,
I can level them up. I think I said I had
If
got
you
to
did it,
level
Manager Jeffries,
6
if I
so
did
far.
that,
Yeah,
this
I'm
great
trying to get to
evidence,
number 7 and then
if
eventually
anyone
the
in this chamber
50,000
did
coin
this,
storage.
we'd be in
So
serious trouble.
that's another thing you can do.
Their
Or
serious
if you
trouble is
want
they
to
get
try to
fired.
level up your stone storage. Mine
Mueller's
is only a
explanation
level
for it is,
6.
I don't know what happened.
I also need to work on leveling that up,
I don't know
but
what happened. I can't
it's
recall
so
conversations.
much easier to get coins this way. I mean, I have plenty of
You can't
stone
view
to
this case in a vacuum.
that they could harvest
You
from,
are
and
being
also
asked,
I have quite a bit
and I say
stored
this with
up
the utmost
somewhere.
respect.
Let's see.
You are being asked to remove
Yeah,
the
right here I
elected-
have some
duly
stored
elected
up.
president of the United States.
I have some stumps I could use
This
if I
isn't
really
some-
need it.
With references to law school exams, and I love that.
Yeah,
fact.
so
I
I'm
thought
just
there
working on my
was great analysis
coins.
yesterday, and I appreciate all of that. But I want to focus today, or my section, on what you're being asked to do. You are being asked to remove a duly elected president of the United States, and you're being asked to do it in an election year.
Only thing about starting this is you get so used to doing it, and then your dragons fall asleep, and you're like, what
There are
the
some of you in this
heck?
chamber right now that would rather be someplace else. And that's why we'll be brief. I understand. You'd rather be someplace else. Why would you rather be someplace else? Because you're running for president, the nomination of your party. I get it.
If I do that one more
But
time,
this is a serious deliberative
it's so
situation.
bad. Okay.
You're being asked to remove a duly elected president of the United States. That's what the articles of impeachment call for, removal. So we had a special counsel. And we got the report. And just for a moment, putting yourselves in the shoes of this president or any president that would be under this situation,
No, I got sleepy
your
hoes, so
number
this
4
game
at the
kind of
Department of
relaxes me
Justice,
too
his wife, is
much.
working for the
And I do get sleepy. Uh-oh.
firm that's doing the
Ooh, that
opposition
life hour
research
is
on
just as
him.
bad as seeing a wire hanger.
And is communicating with the foreign former spy, Christopher Steele, to put together the dossier, and it's being handled by Christopher Steele through Nellie Orr to her husband, then the 4th-ranking member at the Department of Justice, Bruce Orr, and all of this is going on. And he doesn't want to tell, and he's testified to this, he doesn't want to tell everybody what he's doing because he's afraid he might have to stop. Might have to stop. How did this happen? This is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And then we ask, why is the president concerned about advice he's being given? Put yourself in his shoes. Put yourself in his shoes.
Okay.
We've given you, and our approach has been to give an overview and to be very specific. To remove a duly elected president, which is what you're being asked to do, for in essentially
Oh, not my camera.
policy disagreements.
The flower.
You heard a lot about policy. Although the one that I still...
No, not the
it
tree.
still
The
troubles me.
freaking flower. Okay.
This idea that the president,
No.
said by several of the managers, is only doing these things for himself. Understanding what is going on in the world today.
Here's another one.
They raised it, by the way. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They raised it. This president is only doing things for himself while the leaders of opposing parties, by the way, at the highest level, to obtain peace in the Middle East, to say you're only doing that for yourself. I think the irony of that those statements were made while all of that was going on, and other acts that this body's passed, some of it bipartisan,
Dragon, thank you.
to help the American people. Policy differences.
You just sit in your way, like, go on. You're not working, move.
Those
Move
policy
it.
differences cannot be utilized to destroy the separation of powers. House manager spoke for, I know we've had disagreements on the time, it was 21 hours or 23 hours.
Okay,
They
just stand
spoke
there,
during their
cuz I
time.
don't need you to be
A
in
lot
my
of
way.
time.
Just want you to be in
Most
my
of
way,
it-
should I say?
Attacking the president, policy decisions. They didn't like what they heard.
Sit.
They didn't like there was a pause on foreign aid. I laid out before that there was pauses on all kinds of foreign aid. It's not the first president to do it. But the one thing I'm still trying to understand from the manager's perspective, and maybe it's not fair to ask the manager because you're not the leader of the House. But remember the whole idea that this was a dire national security threat, a danger to our nation? We had to get this over here right away. It had to be done before Christmas. It was so important. It was so significant. The country was in such jeopardy. The jeopardy was so serious that it had to be done immediately. Let's hold on to the articles of impeachment for a month to see if the House could force the Senate to adopt rules that they wanted, which is not the way the Constitution is set up. But it was such a dire emergency. It was so critical for our nation's national interest that we could hold them for 33 days. Danger, danger, danger. That's politics.
Alright guys, I was just showing you what I was doing in the camp today.
To remove the duly
Some more
elected
extra
president of the United
tips on
States.
how to
That's
get a
the
lot
reason
of coins,
impeachment
buy a
vote.
lot of eggs, and
They never really answered
upgrade
the
your
question
dragon
of why they
power.
thought there was such a national emergency. Maybe they will during questions. I don't know. There was such a national emergency. They never did
I
explain why it
will be
was
putting
that
up some more videos of levels so we can start working on any
they waited. They
ones.
certainly didn't wait to have the
Hopefully we
proceedings
get
as my
caught up
colleagues have
within the
laid out.
next
I mean,
couple
those
of weeks,
proceedings,
but there's
it
so
moved
many
in
in
record
there.
time.
The chalices
I
are so
suspect that
hard to like,
We've been here more
not
than
hard,
the
but they take
the
forever
House
to like,
actually considered the actual articles of impeachment.
to come back, so that's what
Is
takes
that
so
the way
long on
Constitution's
levels.
supposed
And
to
then
work?
when I do have time to do them,
Is that the design of the
I
Constitution?
don't do it. I'd rather work in my camp, so, but I'm gonna try and do more levels
And then the question,
so
of
we
course,
can work
came
our
up
way up to the newer ones
yesterday
and be caught up. So,
on whole
alrighty
situation
guys, I will
with
see
Burisma
you
and the
later.
Bidens and that whole issue. And my
Later.
colleagues went through that a great deal, and I'm not going to do that.